Welcome to this GiftWorks quick video. My name is Jonathan Lehman. In this video, I'm going to be showing you how GiftWorks can be configured to work with QuickBooks. This allows you to post your donations, pledges, and pledge payments to QuickBooks automatically, saving you double entry. So in this video, we'll be reviewing actually how you make that connection between GiftWorks and QuickBooks. We'll review the accounts and funds section, view the transaction register, and actually post some donations, pledges, and pledge payments to QuickBooks. This video will not go into any kind of extensive review of accounting principles. It's expected you have that knowledge already, or if not, that you would consult an accounting advisor. So let's get started. I'm going to sign into a GiftWorks database. I'm going to go to the settings area, which was where the accounting functions within GiftWorks are located. There's an accounting section. I'm going to go to Manage Accounts and Funds. When you create a new database in GiftWorks, it comes with 6 default accounts. So if you've done nothing in this area, you would have these 6 default accounts. There's different types of accounts. There's some asset accounts, accounts receivable account for your pledges, and an income account. When you work with QuickBooks, you're really not going to do anything on this particular screen. I just wanted to show you that. GiftWorks also comes with one fund, a general fund. In this case, I've added an additional fund, a building fund. And funds are associated with accounts. So when you actually post to QuickBooks, depending on the fund that you picked for the donation or pledge, will determine which accounts are posted. And you set up these accounts on the fund based on the payment type of the gift. So whether it was a money payment type or security payment type, an in-kind payment type, or whether it was a pledge. And it requires you to select a debit and a credit account for each of these. Depending on each of these, certain account types are allowed. We're not going to go into much more detail there. If you're going to be using QuickBooks, the first thing you would not do much on these screens yet. You would actually go to the accounting section. The first thing you want to do is configure GiftWorks to work with QuickBooks. So I'll take that option. It's asking you to read the guide, review the guide. It's also recommending that you back up GiftWorks and QuickBooks. Once you've done those, you check those options and you click Next. This is the first thing you're going to do on this is to actually open up QuickBooks, which I've done, and have the company file open that you want to associate with this GiftWorks database. Each GiftWorks database can be associated with one and only one QuickBooks company file. Once I have that done, I'm going to set the company file. A prompt will come up and it will ask me if I want to allow this. We recommend that you say yes whenever this QuickBooks company file is open. I'll say that and continue. So whenever you're working with QuickBooks, I'm going to confirm this, you would want to have QuickBooks started and have your company file open. To do that, I can click Next. What it's going to do, it went through and checked my existing accounts in GiftWorks and tried to match them up to accounts in QuickBooks. I'm going to complete my setup, just a review of the steps I'm going to be going through. So all the accounts that were, remember I showed you the 6 accounts, the accounts that were currently in GiftWorks that tried to match up to existing accounts in QuickBooks. It found a pledge receivable account in QuickBooks, so it's green because it matched it up. For these other ones, I actually have to choose. When I click this here, I'm actually looking at account names from QuickBooks. I'm going to say, oh, that's my cash account that's called operating cash in QuickBooks. My contributions will be my direct public support income account. I'm getting a different set of accounts based on the type of account here. Fixed asset, and I say, well, sometimes I get furniture and equipment gifts, that's that account. And securities, we'll say, is my marketable securities. So I do that. So that's now the existing accounts in GiftWorks. It's saying which accounts they are in QuickBooks. I'm going to save that. It gives me the ability to select some additional accounts, so I will I'll just pick a couple more income accounts here that I wanted. I can also add those accounts. I can also add QuickBooks Classes. You might want to consult your accounting advisor if you want to know how you can use classes in QuickBooks, but generally speaking, they're used to track income and expenses. In GiftWorks, they're associated with funds, so I'm going to add those. I'm going to add some of these classes. So once that's done, everything shows up in green. I can click Next. It's asking me a couple configuration choices. One is, how are my names going to be formatted in QuickBooks? we go into more detail of this in another video. At this point, I'm just going to say, however my GiftWorks donor display name is, that's how I want to configure it in QuickBooks. And I want to include the name in the first billing address line. So I'm going to click Finish. And we want to go ahead and edit our GiftWorks funds. I just want to show you that the general fund now has, it changed the account names based on how I map those. I want to add a class, which is the general class, and I'm going to save that. I'm going to go into building fund, and I just want to show you that for this one, for instance, based on this fund, I'm going to set the building class, and I could maybe set a different, income account based on, we'll say this one's going to be the in-kind gifts if it's a building fund gift. So I can set a different income account. See, finish and save. So I want to show you now, if I go into GiftWorks, I'm going to do a couple things. I'm going to add a donation. So I'm going to add a donation for Peralta House. I'm going to just add a $500 donation to the general fund. It's a check. I'm going to save. I'm going to add a pledge payment for Stan Bruce. I mean, not pledge, I'm sorry, for $1,000. 4 payments. Do that. And I'm going to actually apply one of these payments. I'm going to put the actual payment to the building fund. So one of the things that happens now, whenever you do any kind of activity, when you add a pledge, a donation, or apply a pledge payment, or change the amounts or the fund, that will create what's called transactions. This is sort of an audit trail of what has happened. That's in the accounting area under settings. You'll see here that for what I did, it shows based on the activity that I've done, it shows all the history. So you can see here's my gift for the Peralta Fund. Here's the accounts that were brought in based on the fund I selected and the type of gift. Here's my 4 pledge payments. What happens then is when you actually make a payment, it will void the original pledge payment and apply the actual amount to the cash account. So there's another video that will go into more detail about that. I just want to show you that's kind of an audit trail. Transactions are very important because that's what happened. It kind of registers all the activity that you're doing, donation and pledge related in GiftWorks. And then if we go to the settings area, we can actually post donations. So we can say I want to pick all the donations from today. Click the post option. Various options, accrual or cash basis. Accrual basically means do I want to include the income when it's still a pledge, or do I want to wait till I've actually received that? So am I going to include donations and pledges or just donations? And then various options for posting, whether you want detail or summary information. And within each of those, whether you want to post by the date that the donation was entered or by the donation or pledge date. And there's more. We'll have more detail on that in another video. So I'm just going to take the defaults, click Next. It shows all those transactions that were selected. I click Next. I'm going to click, I can actually post here to QuickBooks or CSV file. I'm going to post to QuickBooks. Just like that, it confirms that I've added 2 donors to QuickBooks, and I've posted 7 transactions. So if I go over to QuickBooks, you'll see that it added Stan Bruce. It adds them as customers in QuickBooks. It added them. And if I open one of these, you'll see that here's the detail. Here's Peralta House. Here's there, it creates a journal entry. And here you can see that I had applied it to the operating cash. Here's the accounts. Here's the class that I associate with that. Same with Stan Bruce, you can see his history. You can see all the pledge receivables. You can see it reversed the one and it finally put the payment into the cash. So it automatically posted those transactions. Now I know this is a very quick overview. I did not go into a lot of detail. There's more detail in additional videos, but hopefully it gives you an idea how simple it can be for GiftWorks to be configured with QuickBooks. Thank you very much for watching this video.